Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson. This is my cat Tack, and today we're going to be reviewing Pacific Rim Uprising. I have to say I actually enjoyed the movie. It was okay. It's not as good as the first one, but it is action-packed. I thought. I know some reviewers are saying that it's kind of boring. I didn't find it boring. I thought that it was kind of fast-paced. And it's a very short movie. I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes, not even that long. And when an action movie is just all about robots fighting monsters, it goes pretty quickly, at least in my opinion. That being said, I did say that it's not as good as the first one, but when I say that, the first one isn't the greatest movie of all time. I wish they would have found better actors in that film. Idris Elba, of course, stole the whole movie. I mean, he's my favorite character in that film. But in this film, John Boyega is playing his son, and that's the one thing that I did not like about this movie. This movie would have been better if it wouldn't have tried to retcon stuff. And this is going to be a minor spoilers for the movie, but if you haven't seen the first original Pacific Rim, but in that movie, Idris Elba has a adopted daughter, and he's trying to protect her, from getting into the Jaeger program and all that stuff, even though she's a good compatibility for the program. But no mention of his son, and Idris Elba's character is dying, and it would have been way more emotional for that film if it would have been his son instead of the adopted daughter. I did not understand that at all, for this movie, Uprising. That being said, that was one nitpick that I didn't like about it, but John Boyega's performance was okay, even though he kind of tried to do a speech like Idris Elba did in the original one, and it did not land for me. I was just like, wah, wah, it wasn't good. But that being said, these movies aren't really reliant on its acting abilities or characters at all. It's really about the robots fighting the monsters. And did this movie do it well? Very well. In the original movie, most of the fights, actually, I think all of the fights take place at night and in the rain and stuff like that. And that's a clever trick for animation department for hiding CGI. And CGI has gotten better, and now in this movie, pretty much all the fight scenes are in the daytime. And I like that because you're able to actually see the robots and see the monsters, and it all looked real and very well done graphics. I love the graphics in this movie. It's just pure awesomeness. And that's the thing about this movie, is it's really fun to watch. If you're a fan of anime type stuff, like if you know what I'm talking about when I say Neon Genesis Evangelion, this movie reminded me of that series, which is one of the best anime series of all time in my opinion. But this movie, you could tell it took pieces of that movie and put it in this film. Even some of the design work of the robots and the creatures comes from that. I know it got inspiration from that series. But anyway, that being said, visually it was a great experience. But it kind of felt wonky on the whole storyline. They have these multiple rifts opening, and they have to guard all these rifts now. And in the original movie, it was about the one rift and, category, 2, 3, 4, and 5 level monsters coming out, and they're getting stronger, so the Jaegers have to be stronger. And it was about adults, who were experienced riding in these Jaegers and fighting these monsters. But in this movie, it's really just about the teenagers, and John Boyega, which kind of looks like a teenager to me, even though I know he's not, is trying to lead these teenagers into this battle, and that just didn't seem real to me, and that's where it fell apart. This movie did. But visually, it was just a bunch of popcorn fun. This movie isn't going to win any Oscars. Maybe visual effects, possibly. But I'm going to warn you. I'm going to tell you this right now before you go see it in the theaters. Just know, if you're going to see giant robots fighting giant monsters, just know that there's The only Jaeger and kaiju fight is at the end of the movie. But it is pure awesome though. I loved the end of this movie. I thought it was great and well done. So, but don't expect it throughout the film. You will get some like Jaeger on Jaeger fighting, which another thing that I liked. That was different from the original. So that being said, I actually really enjoyed the movie, but do I think it's worth going to the theaters? I don't think so. This is a film, if you like the first one, you can enjoy it at home. It's not worth spending your money to see it because it's really fast and it's not that great a movie. It's just, if you like action scenes of robots fighting monsters, then you'll enjoy this movie. But if you're looking for anything else, you're not going to like it. So that being said, I'm just giving my honest opinion. Even though I love this kind of lore and robots fighting monsters, I'm still going to have to give this movie a 6.5. It's a good movie, not as good as the first one, but I thought it was a good sequel, but not worth going to the theater. But watch it at home and judge for yourself. That being said, what'd you think of the original Pacific Rim? I want to know because I love that movie and I hold it in high regard. I gave that movie an 8.5. But anyway, that being said, let me know your thoughts below. Are you planning to see Uprising or have you seen Uprising? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, guys, remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping.